Greetings, darling. Naima Singletary here with the power to lead. We are doing the same thing we did yesterday, where I normally, I have the show and I'm here with you exclusively. And for today, and probably for the rest of this week ish, I'm also going to be streaming on Facebook Live. So, what I encourage you to do, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to stay here all day today. I'm not going to cut it off like I did yesterday. My battery was dying, and I was like, gosh, because I always make sure I have my things charged before I go live. So, today I will be here until the end, unlike yesterday, where I cut it off about 27 minutes through and invited you to come into my private Facebook group, which is called 5-Figure Clients for Melanin Messengers. That's number 5-figure clients for Melanin Messengers. And so, hello to my Facebook community. I get excited over here because I know I have live people. And I'm really here to engage. I'm going to answer your questions. Like I told you, I want to answer questions specifically about what I said in the post. I said, 1, are you feeling like perhaps you have inherited fear and like old archaic stuff through your line that gets in the way of you making the money and showing up because maybe somebody was killed in your bloodline for being powerful? I literally had a woman inside of one of my 2-week Quantum Leap Vortex who found out from her father just last week that her grandfather paid someone to poison the grandmother because the grandmother was rich, and he paid someone to kill the grandmother. And she had noticed that she was having this irrational fear about making money and being powerful. So this is real shit, you guys. And so I want to answer questions, and I'm going to reiterate this. I see Grace is here. Grace is the single person here first. Hello, Grace. And so I might repeat this as I see more people coming on live today. I want to answer your questions about big money leaps, closing deals, objections, being powerful, creating packages. And here's the thing that hit me right before I came here to go live. What about what I think, this is what hit my spirit before I went live today. I don't think melanin messengers, remember, I'm here to serve anomaly melanin messengers who have always been different, who are naturally gifted, and know that they are here to affect positive change through their business. Remember, that's who I'm serving. I'm not here for every single Black entrepreneur on the planet. Like, leave this group and leave my world, period, because I'm not here for you. Like, I want to be in service to who I'm meant to serve. Hello, darling Victorious. So, that. And so what I think a lot of melanin messengers don't get, and my marketing strategist reminds me that, Naima, you have to say these things because there's something in my system that feels like the right people will know. I don't have to spell it out dot for fucking dot. Like, if they're smart, meaning if they're truly tapped in, if they're truly an anomaly melanin messenger, we walk around with a similar frequency. So I don't have to like spell every fucking thing out as if I was talking to an average entrepreneur. And he's like, well, yeah, but you have to remember you're ahead of them. So maybe they're not used to living like this. Maybe they're still afraid of living like this. And so you got to spell it out and, then they get there and right. So this is the thing I'm going to spell out. And before I say that, let me say this. I'm here today to talk about the Money Fest, the 2020 Money Fest event in Paris that's happening December of this year. So I'm here to talk about that. And I'm also here to answer questions. So one of the things you will have to get used to as a melanin messenger is stop fucking sitting and watching and acting like a fucking student. That is the counterintuitive approach to your position. The whole world talks about being a fucking student. You were born with this shit. Like, I cannot give it to you. So this whole sitting back and watching me and just having me just give to you, that is actually not your most powerful position. Your most powerful position is speaking, asserting, pouring into, giving into. Now resting, now that's a whole other thing. Resting, taking care of yourself, having quiet space, quiet time, receiving what comes to you as a result of your speaking and, dropping your gold. But one of the things you're going to learn, the closer you are to me, when I say close to me, I don't mean watching me on the fucking video, okay? The closer you are to me and us working together as client and coach or whatever you want to call it, okay? Hey, Victorious, I see that salute. You will learn your accurate position. All right, so I said enough about that. And how to embody your accurate position. All right. So one of the things that I don't think melanin messengers realize, and it's so normal to me, so I don't think I have to say it, but I'm going to say it, is that you are actually meant to take what is in you already, whether you want to call it a download, whether you want to call it a blueprint, or you are born to take what exists in you and make a lot of money with it. Bring it out and make it. So here is where the problem comes in. You're looking at this person's website and this person's Facebook page and that person's blog, and how is she talking, and how does she look, and how is she acting, and what is this? Looking to somehow model and do what they do, and it's a mistake, darling. It's a mistake. Your job is to take the idea that you have and have the courage to get behind it fiercely and unapologetically and bring it to the marketplace and package it in a way where the people can receive it. This is what I'm teaching you to do as your coach. Now, packaging it in a way that the people can receive it, and I'm not going to go into a whole long spiel about this because that's not what this is. When I say packaging it in a way that people can receive it, I'll use myself as an example. I am constantly translating the way information comes through so people can hear it, get it. If I took it purely the way it comes through in a download and spirit form and gave it to people, it would just be too powerful. It would be too much for people because most of us are weighed down with third dimensional elements like feelings, like fear, like terror. So as much as you might be inspired by something you read by me or what somebody might read by you, as much as you might be like, whoa, Naima is a fucking genius, you won't buy it. So you must be able to take what you have. This is part of your job as a melanin messenger. And this is what makes you unique and different. And so that's the good part. And the not so good part is you got to really stand behind your stuff. You got to, right? You got to be willing to have the courage, the audacity, the knowing of self, the connection with your blueprint, everything that you have been holding since you were born, and have the audacity to build an actual business, not just get a few clients, build an actual business sustainably and stand behind that and bring it to the marketplace. Is this making sense? Because see, it sounds easy. It sounds exciting and good and fun. But what a lot of melanin messengers don't get is that in order to build a business, it's all you. It's all you. Oh, I'm seeing my comments. Woo! This is great. Yesterday I wasn't seeing them all. I hope I continue to see them. So that's what's required of you. All right, so I think I've said enough about that. So I am going to teach you, for those of you who are going to be working with me over an extended period of time, particularly for the rest of the year, because I have this group coaching experience. It's a modified version of the Quantum Leap Immersion. And we're going to talk about, when we talk today, Victorious, I want to talk to you about the Quantum Leap Immersion and how it's been modified. So a few more things I wanted to say before I go on to the 2020 Money Fest in Paris is, for those of you who did not read my distinction post today, I posted today in the group, there's a post called Distinction. I want you to read it and please respond accordingly. So either introduce, as I talked about, or remove yourself from the group if you are not an Anomaly Melanin Messenger business owner. And your introduction can be video or text form. That's one thing I wanted to announce. Another thing, remember, if you want to see the behind scenes of my life here in Italia, which is where I live, by the way, a side note, if it is a desire of yours to live in Europe or anywhere else in the world, maybe it's Cancun, maybe it's Abu Dhabi, maybe it's Shanghai, Bali, or if you have a genuine desire to live elsewhere, particularly outside of the United States, assuming you're an American, right? Or maybe you're British and you want to live in Hawaii, right? But just assuming you want to live outside of the country you were born and raised in. I will show you how to take what you have. And as I say this, I feel like that many of you don't even realize the hundreds of thousands of dollars that exist naturally in you. I think it's so easy that it's hard to believe. Is that true? Do you guys feel like that? I just, on the spirit level, it just feels like you guys don't even, I want to okay, here. Melanin Messenger came to me strictly as a spirit thing. This is what's possible for you. I'm gonna give you a recent example. Melanin Messenger just came to me recently. Like I just started talking about Melanin Messenger, maybe it was either December of this past year or January. That's how new Melanin Messenger is as a brand, as a community, as the thing that I stand for now. So this group is new. You see how small the group is. There's 34, as of today, there's 34 people in this group. It's new, it's small. Probably 97% of the people in the group just found out about me in the last 60 days or so. In the last 45 days, I've made over $10,000 just off of this new brand. These people, you guys have just met me. Actually, over $15,000. You guys have just met me. This is a whole new brand. And nobody, I didn't read this in a book. I didn't this was in me. This is my communication with my blueprint, my spirit. This is what you can do. In the last 45 days, I've made over $15,000 with what's already in me. You have the ability to make that and more off of what's already in you. Now, keep in mind, I do also have the wealth consciousness that I've built up over the years. So that's one thing I have higher than you. But that's also what I teach you when we work together. You must cultivate a healthy wealth consciousness. It's mandatory. Because many of you are walking around with gold and you disrespect your gold. You are unaware of the value of your gold. You still are looking for permission, for somebody to approve you, for you to feel good about charging 5, 10, 20, whatever the dollar amount is. Strictly off Melanin Messenger. Strictly off Melanin Messenger. This brand new thing that is in me, over $15,000 in the last 45 days. So that was more of an aside. If you want to live somewhere else, because this is where this came from, and you want me to show you how to create the money online to sustainably live in your other favorite place, another country, a village, a town, an island, I will help you do that. Particularly working, especially inside of either my group coaching program or private coaching, all right? If you want to see what my life looks like here in Italia, I encourage you to go to Instagram and review my stories because I'm trying to do it every day. We'll see how this everyday things goes, but I'm doing it at least 4 times a week. At least 4 times a week, okay? I am sharing you my life. So if you go to Instagram at Naima Singletary, you can see how I live my life in Italy, okay? For the last 4 years, 90% of my life has been in Europe. So I'm either in Italy or I'm in France. That has been my reality for the last 4-ish years. And you can do the same, and I can show you how to do it with what is already in you. So simple. All right, now, let me make sure. All right. Let's talk about Moneyfest. It's called 2020 Moneyfest in Paris. So, first of all, there are some of you who are going to work with me throughout the year. And there are some of you who are not. And then there are some of you who are going to come only to Moneyfest, 2020 Moneyfest in Paris in December. So what is, I want to sit back and really get into this. So what is 2020 Money Fest? Can you see me? What is 2020 Money Fest? So first of all, I have a love affair with Paris. I have had photo shoots there. I won't. I could really get romantic with that, so I won't. I'll leave that there for now. But for those of you who have not been to Paris, Paris is everything you think it is. It has the feminine allure, the romanticism, the wealth, which is what part of why we're going to be there. You will be changed by stepping foot on the soil of this city. What I'm desiring is to really get some legs under this melanin messenger movement, the brand, the communication. I'm birthing something original. And what I see is for this year, like 2019, a lot of seed planting. I'm going to be speaking at places. Facebook advertising is going to start within the next 2 weeks. And so a lot of new melanin messengers, anomaly melanin messengers are going to come into my field. And I'm thinking about 2020 already. So I'm thinking about the fact that what I know as a business owner who's been doing this for years about the seed, time, and harvest process. And that in December, just like this past December, what were many of you doing? You were thinking about 2019. You were resting. You were making your plans for what you were going to do in your business for 2019. You were reassessing how you showed up or didn't show up in 2018. You were looking at the mistakes you made. You were looking at what you wish you would have done, how you wasted time. You were looking at the things you're grateful for, the things you did create and accomplish, celebrating, right? You were doing these different things, right? Or maybe you were doing something else. What I know is in December this year, you're likely to be doing the same thing, thinking about 2020. And I'm so made for and excited to really support true anomaly melanin messengers. You guys. We're the troublemakers, victorious. That's who we are. Remember we talked about this at the Four Seasons? We are the troublemakers. My job is to help the troublemakers make money with the trouble that they create. When I say the trouble that they create, I mean the change that you're affecting. That's why people call us troublemakers. When I first started talking about my sexual, the good and the bad publicly, I had people contacting me like, Naima, are you okay? Are you okay? That's how unfiltered and unapologetic I was writing. As you start to say the things publicly that you're not supposed to say, as you start to help your clients unleash powerfully and create new systems, create new ways of being, as you start to create packages that are from an original place, not from a place that you think is right because you're trying to be sound and look right. Like I had the 2-week thing that I canceled that was called Mad as Fuck. Is that normal? Is there anything about that that's normal and appropriate to call a program Mad as Fuck? But see, as an anomaly melanin messenger, that's where your hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions are. The normal people can do normal things. Like they're built for that. They can handle that. They're proud of that. They'll defend that. They'll invest in that. Anomaly melanin messengers throw up at shit like that. Anybody relate? Of the two of you who are, wait, oh God, I got more comments. Girl, Victorious, you hot tonight. Yes, ma'am. I'm reading. Check it out and respond. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Greg. So Grace and Victorious are here. Hello, beauties. So this The 2020 Money Fest is all about riches, financially and otherwise. So my goal at 2020 Money Fest in Paris in December, which I think is December 18th is the date. I think it's a Wednesday. It is the week before Christmas on a Wednesday. So Christmas this year falls on a Wednesday. 2020 Money Fest in Paris is the week preceding on Wednesday, which I believe is December 18th. If it's the 17th or something, right? Just know it's the Wednesday preceding, which I think is December 18th. The intention, one, we're going to have a day of just training, day of content, day of transmissions. We're going to go into helping you replant seeds and prepare for 2020. So that's what 2020 Money Fest is all about. We're going to get into wealth. I mean, it's going to be a full freaking day. The next day, I think it's going to be the next day, is when the actual ball, party, glamour evening will happen. This is where this is where you get dressed like the King of Kings has invited you to the Ritz for a private affair. So I'm talking about glamour, opulence, over the top, switching your walk. This is to really deepen. You know, I've talked about immersion. This is like a mini immersion, because immersion, I would be like, come to Paris for 6 months and live. This is a mini immersion, okay? Where you are coming to not only do the practical stuff, which we're gonna do on day one, where we plant your seeds and start laying some groundwork and planning out your 2020 and some content about, all that stuff that is necessary as a business owner. Then it's about getting into accurate character as an anomaly melanin messenger. So when I say accurate character, I mean, this is already in you, right? This is like your permission to show the fuck up and show the fuck out. Like this is already in you. And Victoria, as I think about you right now, I'm just like, girl, because the way you was switching that ass at the Four Seasons, my God, when your black ass get to the Ritz or wherever we end up being, because I haven't chosen the venue yet, but it's gonna be 5-star plus. Okay, the experience, the elegance, all that. And I'm known for doing beautiful things. I had a retreat for clients in Saint Tropez. They were changed. This was in 2016. I had a beautiful event in London for about 25 women entrepreneurs in 2017. I'm going to put the video in the group so you can hear them talk about it. I got a nice video of testimonials. Maybe you guys have already seen it. But I'm all about opulence. If you have checked out my Opulent Living brand and just, what I've been known for, everybody knows. I mean, glamour, glitz, all of that, the riches, showing the money, And that was part of my thing. I was talking to my marketing strategist, like, fuck, do I have to like show the money again? Because people who really have money don't be showing their money like that. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel. Like, do I have to show people the fucking money all the goddamn time now? Because in my Opulent Living brand, I was showing the money, bitch. All my meals, all the money. I remember I took a $10,000 out the bank, spread it out all over the table, and took a picture of it, just like some ghetto fabulous motherfucker. Right? I did some new money shit. New money people do that, right? Girl, please. They take a diamond and put it on the camera like this. They take a bling watch and put it on. You know how you see them, right? But then once you get used to $30,000 months and it's normal for you, it's just like, anyway, so this is a new brand, Melanin Messengers. People are influenced by seeing things, right? So I'm going to have to show the money on some level. So I will play that game a bit. And this 2020 Money Fest is an opportunity for you to show the money, okay? So if you're working with me throughout the year, that'll be easy for you to do because your money is going to go up. If you're doing what I tell you to do, you're consistent and we're working together, that's going to be easy for you to do. Or it's going to be an opportunity for you to beef up, getting into practice mode of making money, right? Because remember I said some of you are going to work with me for the year, some are not, and some are just going to come to 2020 Money Fest. What's the difference between the wealth class and the 8-month immersion? What wealth class? Or are you talking about the course you're in right now, Grace? I assume that's what you're referring to. So beyond the obvious, right, of time investment, right? If you're talking about the 12-week wealth class versus 8 months, right? That's obvious. 12 weeks versus 8 months. The 8-month immersion includes travel. The investment is different. The immersion is 10,000. The wealth class, the 12-week life altering course is 2,000. Does that answer the question? And it's does that answer the question, or is there more? So no, the class you are referencing in December. Oh, so wait. Difference between the wealth class and the 8-month. So the 2020 Money Fest in Paris is just a 2-day thing. It's just a 2-day thing. I think that's what you're talking about. The 2020 Money Fest is just a 2-day thing. The 8-month immersion is 8 months of immersing and doing this work. And so what I'm doing is the investment for the 2-day 2020 Money Fest in December it will be 2,000. For everybody in the group, it starts at 1,000. So for everyone who signs up for 2020 Money Fest by next Wednesday, you get to come in at 1,000. The actual price for everybody else is 2,000. This is an incentive. This is a bonus. I'm doing this because you're in this group. Like, this group is special to me. It's why I put that notice out there today that I want to start getting rid of people who are not anomaly melanin messengers, who just sort of came in here because somebody told, the link told them to somewhere. But this group, like, I really want to do special things for you guys, and I want this to be a place that feels like home, like a real nurturing. I want you to get lots of benefits and value for being here. So one of the benefits that you're getting is everybody in this group who signs up for 2020 Money Fest, this 2-day extravaganza that I just talked about, that's going to be in Paris, December 18th and 19th. The price is $2,000. When you sign up by next Wednesday, you pay $1,000. Okay? I hope that makes sense. When you sign up by next Wednesday, you pay $1,000. For anybody who signs up new with me as a client, whether it's in group coaching or private coaching or a VIP day, you're going to get in complimentary. That feels good to give. When you sign up with me, again, by Wednesday, either in private coaching, group coaching, or for a VIP day, you get into this 2-day 2020 Money Fest in Paris complimentary. I'm giving that to you for being decisive, for being in this group, and investing by next Wednesday. All right, so I will continue to talk about 2020 Money Fest as time goes on, because it's at the top of the hour, the top of the ticket for practically everything that I'll be discussing for the rest of the year, because my whole body and everything is lit up at just the thought of it. I'm actually going to be going to Paris sometime in the next 30 days to start planning for it. I'm talking to a photographer now to see about a photo shoot in Paris, because Paris is all of that, you guys. Paris is yes, the Eiffel Tower, but the feeling, the venues, the history, the architecture, the actual feeling. For those of you who travel, you know what I mean by feeling. Each city has its own feeling. There's a feminine allure. There's a respect for lifestyle. There's a respect for femininity. There's a feeling of wealth. There's a feeling of love. And you're going to, other melanin messengers, all of us in the same room, and then dressing up, and, and this is going to be in December, when the spirit of newness and preparing for the new year, which is in rapture, and you have an opportunity to harness the energy of the space and us being together to prepare for your 2020, because this is a long game. I'm here to help you win over the long term. And take what you got. Take what's natural, what you got. Like, it's in you. It runs through you. It's been in you. And get used to packaging it, bring it to the marketplace. Package it, like tap into what comes alive in you. Package it, bring it to the market. Package it, and then have that wealth consciousness going. Working that, you know? And you will be better as you're coached. So for those of you who are not coached, you know what it feels like to not be coached. It feels alone. You're throwing spaghetti at the wall. You're trying to figure it out. Things are slow, right? All that. You're like watching shit on the internet, and most shit on the internet is not real as far as building a business. Versus when you're coached, you're inside of a container. You got a question, you get it answered. You got other people who are sharing what's working, what's not working. You get a chance to be a part of people's highs and lows. You get a chance to be, like, there's speed in being coached, and it exponentially increases the likelihood that you'll win. Most people who are not coached, it is highly exceptional to cross 6 figures without being coached to do so. So let's do some Q&A. I want to answer some questions. There's only 2 of y'all here right now. So I want to say, for anybody who watches this as a replay, I'm also happy to answer your questions. So you could just post them in the comments, and I will come back here and answer your question to the best of my ability. Because if you're not here for me to clarify the question, I'll have to type it, you know, and be like, is this what you meant? Or in the event that I don't understand your typed question because you came in as a replay viewer. But let's do some Q&A. You know, the things that I typed. What you got? Because I have some, let me share with you guys some of the topics that have been on my mind that I actually made a note about, and tell me if any of these are important to you. Because if so, I'll do a whole separate Facebook Live on them. Like, I really want us to be interacting here. I want us to be, like, I want this to be home. This must be a home. This must be the place where you come and, you know, illuminate shame. Like, bring it here. Like, that's what I want this to be. And I might close down this free group and create a paid one, because people pay attention when they pay. It's just the way it is. People pay attention when they pay, typically. So it just depends on how this goes. So let me tell you some of the topics that I have. One of them is, can your body currently not handle ascension? The ascension that you crave, meaning the bigger money, the bigger responsibility, the bigger visibility. Is your body having a hard time? Meaning, are you finding yourself getting sick? You finding yourself needing a lot of naps? You finding yourself like, you know, a spirit of like anxiety and terror comes over your body, and then you find yourself like off doing some shit that's a distraction, right? Is that like your system, your nervous system and your body can't handle being more powerful, being seen as more powerful, the responsibility and expectation, bigger money in your bank account? That's one of the topics I have here. Another topic is inherited terror and trauma blocking your money? That's another one I have here that I was thinking about doing a Facebook Live about, and I'm like, I want to know what you guys specifically are dealing with and that I can address and serve. Another one is the financial riches in your blackness. The financial riches in your blackness. I did a whole video. I had a VIP day with a client in San Francisco, December of last year. And prior to our VIP day, we were at the Fairmont in San Francisco. I was sitting in the lobby, which is gorgeous. They have a gorgeous tree, gorgeous decorations. During Christmas time, she had flown up from Los Angeles for this VIP day. And I did a video on the power of melanin, the very high, natural high frequency of dark skin melanin messenger, specifically dark skin. You see why I said this? I can't remember where, but I talked about it feeling dangerous to be me, because what I'm knowing and sharing, we as Black people as a whole have been killed, maimed, harmed, tortured for remembering who we are, for voicing who we are, for using our powers. We have been killed for that. And here I am broadcasting it publicly, loudly, unapologetically. That's part of why it feels so dangerous. This is a part of why it feels so dangerous to be me. I'm telling you, I'm Harriet Tubman, bitch. I'm Harriet Tubman. I will kill a motherfucker. I mean it. Now go take that to the motherfucking FBI. Now. Yup. Shit. Motherfuckers listening, listen all you goddamn want. I will kill a motherfucker. Coming in the way of my freedom and the people who I represent and who I stand for. I come here to the mountains to bring comfort to my nervous system. I come here to the mountains because the people take care of me here. I come here to the mountains so I can breathe different, so I can think different. Because I'm here to do the work I'm really born for, not to be cute, not to even impress people. Like, none of that. None of this trying to look, right? So this is either going to be what it's going to be or I'm not going to be here, right? And I have in my mind and my spirit and my heart, all of me, what this is meant to be. It's a very personal, very intimate conversation. So I'm here to support you and that thing that's intimate in you that's dying to be birthed through you. It can only be birthed through you. Like nobody can give it to you and nobody can take it away. I said this yesterday. As an anomaly melanin messenger, it's all you. It's you. Like it is so you that the world literally misses out when you don't birth it. It's you. You got it. It's in your flesh. It's in your ears, your eyes, your makeup, your hair. It's in everything. Your heart, the bottom of your vagina, your solar plexus, your back, your spine, your ankles, your toes, your knees. It's all of you and bringing it to the marketplace and packaging it in the way where your people get it. When you just speak. Unapologetically, fiercely. So anyway, what are your questions? Because you see I can really go on here. You support all three what, Victorious? I love you guys. Okay, the financial riches in your blackness. Oh, all right. So Grace says she would love a Facebook Live on the financial riches in your blackness. If you're watching this as a replay and you agree, you concur, you would like that, please tell me. And if you have something else that I haven't mentioned here that you would love to go, maybe we can do a Facebook Live together here in the group. Let me know. Or if there's a topic specifically that you want me to dig into, let me know. So what questions do you guys have here? Victorious and Grace. Excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. Victorious and Grace, what questions do you have here? Because I'm getting ready to wrap up in the next, well, now, if you guys don't have any questions. But if you have questions, I'm going to wrap up here in the next 10-ish minutes. Any questiones? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to close out here on YouTube. All right? Because I think, well, let's see. You might want to, if they have questions, you might want to hear my answer or something. So, and I also tried a new blush. I did a bit much, huh? Does it look like I overdid my blush? So my mom had this blush, and I went to go buy blush. And when I got to her place, I was like, Mom, look at this blush I brought. And I was like, I don't know. And she was like, look at this blush I have. I think you might like it. It'll look good on you. And I said, I don't know. That look like that's too bright. And she was like, Naima, this will look good on you. So this is the first time I'm trying it, and I did too much. It's bright. I think I did too much. It's kind of, y'all tell me, what does it look like on camera? It's kind of cute. I actually wiped some off because it was really too much. Do you guys have any questions? Because I'm going to go if y'all don't have no questions. I'm ready to go. Ready to go where, darling? Oh, all three classes and topics. Got it. Grace says, I've noticed that when you are in your power, non-melanin messengers are threatened. I'm pretty sure that's what you meant to type. Right? I've noticed. Okay, so, and is there a question around that, Grace? I've noticed that yeah, non-melanin are threatened. What about it? What about it, girl? What about it, girl? What about it, girl? What about it, baby? My people are from New Orleans, by the way. That's as far back as I know. And that's how they talk. Both my mom and my dad were born in New Orleans. And sometimes I talk to my grandma, my dad's mom. And, hey, baby. That's how she talks. What's your question about that, Grace? She said, I've noticed that when you're in your power, non-melanin messengers are threatened. And what do you want to hear? What do you have a question around that, or you just want to say that? You want to hear my thoughts on it? What? I think my breasts look so good in this sweater at this particular angle. Look at that. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it. Baby. And this is just a good, well-supported bra. Get you some good undergarments, ladies. It's worth the investment. Good undergarments. Oh, God, look at this. You guys have said so much. I'm sorry it took me so long. I got to keep scrolling, y'all. Thank you for your patience. Okay, have you experienced this? Grace asked, and I'm going to answer. Victoria said, my blush is cute. Thank you. Fuck them and stay in your power. Can you talk about this? Yes, yes. You a mess. I'm not. Okay, let me speak to this. Grace said, have you experienced this? So let me try to think if I have an experience of, thank you for the laughs, y'all. See, this is what I want it to be like with us. Laughing, having a good time, learning, asserting our power together, encouraging and supporting us asserting our power. Because I'm telling you, us doing this together, when I say us, I mean even those of you who are watching as a replay, okay? This is how we start to change. This, I want you guys to realize how unique this is, what's happening here. Melanin messengers stepping into power with mine. Like, this is special, right? This is not about copying. Oh, thank you. I got these from J. Crew. Okay, so let me get into this because I know we have a call in about 15 minutes, Victorious. I want to think about it, what personal things I've experienced with this, Grace, to answer your question. And how to talk about it. So the quick yes or no answer is yes. And melanin messengers and non-melanin messengers will feel threatened by not only a woman in her power, but a Black woman in her power. So know that this is not even just about white people being afraid or non-Black people not liking you or wanting to punish you or make life difficult because they're seeing your power. So I want you to look at this in a much bigger way so that you don't start to internalize people's responses to you. And I want these to bounce off of you because I want you to get used to people having problems with your power. I really want all of you to get used to people having problems with your power. And also recognize that also what comes with that is your ability to also have people who love you because you're in your power, who are so thankful that you're present, that you are who you are. So remember yesterday I told you you're gonna have to be willing to risk people misunderstanding you, people not liking you, people making up stories about you based on their consciousness. This all comes with being a powerful, public, well-paid melanin messenger with strong opinions that you're unapologetically willing to express. So my desire for you and what I will support you in as your coach is you getting very comfortable with people throwing bullets at you because they're going to throw bullets at you. And guess what? They're going to do that with any person, melanin and not, who makes them feel whatever they feel as a result of being in the presence of your power. Okay, so I hope this is making sense, first of all, okay? Yes, bounce that shit. Grace, I love when you get, right? Because, you know, in your videos, I watch your videos. I saw your video you did on Monday. And even before, when you first signed up for the course, I went and I checked you out. And you come across as so polite and nice and just nice, you know? And girl, then I saw that video you did on Monday. I said, okay? And that's what the world, I'm telling you, the world doesn't even know that it needs that. how desperately it needs that. And you're not being mean or malicious or none of that. But you will have people who will paint you as that because they have it in their mind, first of all, the way you're supposed to be as a black person. Because if you're a black woman, your job is to make babies and take care of everybody else by all means. So what, your back is hurting and you're tired? People need to be taken care of. So what, your hair is falling out and you have eczema? These people need you to serve them. So what that your menstrual cycle is off, you're exhausted and cranky. People need you to serve them. You're a black woman. Don't you know that's what you was made for, girl? So for whoever is looking at you, male, female, older, younger, black, white, Latin, Asian, whatever ideas they have in their mind for who you're supposed to be, and you don't match that, they're going to make up a whole story about who you are that will be completely based in lies. And they will go, depending on, who they are and why they are, whatever, will go about to prove that. Whether it's throwing shit at you to get you to stop being powerful. This is why I say you got to learn how to take bullets and not internalize that shit. Because people will hurl shit at you to get you to shut up. So my experience with being a powerful woman is I expect people to have a varying degrees of response to me, from aggressive responses to something milder, more passive aggressive. Okay. So let me think of something specifically that happened. Nothing is coming to mind right now. I'm sure I have one. I just have to think about it. But I just don't care anymore. Now what I do, because I read people so well, is I just read the room. No matter what the room I'm in, the environment, I just read the room. I can typically pick up on the person who would have a problem with my power, and I handle them. Like, this is the kind of power you will get to being coached by me. People who have a problem with your power are the easiest people to do. They're just easy. They're such a non-motherfucking factor, if you will. Okay, I have scared folks. They are wondering, who is that? Who is this? And so you just remember what you're focusing on when you're in relationship or conversation with these people. You just recognize what you're there for. Recognize that people are going to have problems with your power, and you just deal with it, right? Without getting mad and calling people names. And it might take you, some not might, but it's going to take you some practice, because the more you come into your power, the more you'll see people responding to you. And the more embodied you become, and this is for everybody listening, the more embodied you become, where you being your power is more like your first nature versus, I think for most of you right now, it's more of like your second or third nature. It's something that you kind of like lean into and you have much more consciousness around. When being in your power becomes more of your first nature, people will have response to you simply walking into a room. Right now, people respond when I simply walk into a room. Now, it's been a build up to that because I was very unaware of my power once upon a time. Very unaware. I mean, like, people would have responses to me and I'd be like, what is going on here? Like, I don't what's happening here? And I remember an ex-boyfriend said to me, this was in 2008, something like that. And I remember I woke up one morning and he was sitting on the edge of the bed and he leaned over and he said to me, Naima, you're powerful and that scares me. This was way before I had the awareness of my power that I do now. And so now that I have the awareness, no response surprises me. Now what I like to do is I like to play with it. Like, especially if I'm in an environment where it just seems kind of like ridiculous and weird that somebody's having the reaction that they're having. And I hope this is helping you guys what I'm saying right now. I'll pause. I'll look at them and just, have a conversation. I'll ask questions. to illuminate the reality of what's going on here. Because what they try to do is they try to blame you and shame you. So when you can be calm enough and in your own skin enough and solid enough with yourself to be able to not be triggered by their immature behavior and usually ungrounded, very like fear-based reactionary behavior, and you are solid enough within yourself to pause and be like, how is this behavior helping you right now? Or where is this coming from? Or what would you like to experience in this moment? Like really like ask them a penetrating, thoughtful question. Like you get to see what is like got people all up out of their skin just by your presence, just by you having a boundary, a standard, or whatever the thing is. Oh, here, just came to mind. And I gotta go in like 4 minutes. I remember I was coaching with this woman, multiple 7-figure coach. She lives in Paris. And we were there and we went to lunch. It was like a 2-day, 3-day thing. And we went to lunch, me and about 12 other people. We went to a restaurant and I wanted certain things. I was the only black one. Typical. I was the only black one and the rest of them were white. And there might have been one Latin girl, but the rest were white. And we went to a restaurant and I wanted my things a certain. I was very clear about how I wanted it, what I wanted. The whole group was just, we were at a table. And the whole group was looking at me. And these are Europeans. And keep in mind, Europeans are very different as far as what's socially the norm than Americans. Like in America, it's normal to be specific about what you want. Like, I want it like this, don't do that, da, 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 da. That's very American. In Europe, it's very much, you are likely to accept what they give you, even if you aren't particularly thrilled with it, okay? That's very much a European thing, okay? So they brought me something that I wasn't thrilled with, and I had already told them how I wanted it. So it was all this, this person tells that person, and they come back, and so to the average onlooker, it looks like the troublemaker, the black woman troublemaker, bitch, just eat it the way we gave it to you, right? And I was like, no, okay, so I want this, and I want that. And there was 2 people, one person who was having a problem with it and another person who was totally okay with it. And just watching them, not allowing myself to get aroused and taken out of my character or everything, because I'm noticing they're having a response to me having a standard for this is how I want it. Excuse me, this is how I want it. It's very black and white. There doesn't need to be any drama here. So you will fulfill it or I don't want it. So that's one example. I think that's a simple one. There are definitely others. But yeah. So Grace said, I got what you said. Thank you. Yay. Reminds me of myself, a future me. What reminds you of yourself, Victorious? So I want to reiterate, because I'm getting ready to go in 2 minutes, that when you sign up for private coaching, group coaching, or VIP day with me by Wednesday of next week, you are going to get into the 2020 Money Fest complimentary. If you don't sign up for any of those that I just talked about, but you still want to come to the 2020 Money Fest in Paris, December 18th and 19th, the investment is $2,000 just for the 2020 Money Fest. But when you sign up by Wednesday, you get in for $1,000. Okay. So I'm complete. Victorious and I have a call in about 5 minutes. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for engaging with me. I am excited to do more of these. Now I have to decide which one I'm going to do next. If it's going to be the riches in your blackness, if it's going to be, the inherited trauma one, whatever the thing is. Okay. So thank you guys so much. And remember, go read the post I did today on distinction and respond accordingly. Okay. Lots of love. Bye, ladies.